I'm laughing at the avatar, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, it does that sometimes, which is really weird, but, obviously it fixes itself, so,
Why did you choose this avatar to represent you and this world?
Well, I came here because you were here, first off. And second, chose this avatar because it goes with this room in the world. But usually I actually have a feminine version of Alistair from Hasbin, who I, nicknamed Allison, even though the avatar is called Alistoria. And I chose that one because I like how it looks, and I like the character. And as a girl myself, I kind of like playing, the versions of characters I like that happen to not be.
How long have you been in VRChat?
If we're... I mean, 2020 was around the time I got my VR headset, and then had that for a while, ended up breaking, and wasn't on for a year and a half, and now I'm back. So, consecutively, probably a year. Fun place to socialize. I didn't realize there'd be so many fucking kids on here. Usually, I'll end up going to worlds where it's specifically it's a recreation of a place from the thing I'm interested in. For instance, something like this, or actually usually has been or Love Above stuff. And usually there ends up being kind of cringy role players. Not that role play is cringy, just specifically the people and the topics.
So do you roleplay in VRChat? And if you do, can you tell me about the last roleplay that you did?
Occasionally, but I'll kind of do it for brief periods while talking to people. I'll do, sometimes I'll just turn into this avatar and be like, why, hello! And just start doing my voice and everything, and, talking to people, chilling. But not really the, intense kind of, trying to have a fucking, in storyline and shit. Just just kind of briefly, I've been to the VRChat Furry Convention Center, or the world on here, despite not personally really being one, although looking through some of my avatars, some might consider me a liar, because, this kind of doesn't scream not furry.
So you're in fandom. How long have you been in fandom?
A good chunk of my life. I mean, 2016 was clearly a big year for that, but, that was kind of what... I'd say 2016, so a good, 8 years.
What was your first fandom?
Ooh, probably FNAF. Or Minecraft, if you count that, but, I don't really, because it didn't feel like it was really at that kind of level at the time. Meanwhile, with FNAF, that was huge.
Where did you start out in fandom in regards to social media? Was that on Tumblr? Was that on a fanfiction website or Twitter?
Oh god, I didn't know about Tumblr until I was well, I mean, talking about actually using it, I only started using it a couple years back. Or actually more like a year back. But actually, because I wasn't big on other forms of social media. So it's kind of, I would just go into those and watch those for hours and hours. People like Markiplier and, I don't think I watched Jocko at the time when I was, younger and into FNAF. People like that.
Do you ever make fan art or fan fiction, or are you more of just the person who really enjoys looking at it or reading it, or maybe even just going in VRChat and enjoying it by being your favorite characters?
I mean, I'd say I do, the enjoying it part, the last three you had mentioned, and occasionally fan art, but not fan fiction. I don't write it. I do read it, but I don't write it. not much of a writer. The YN type stories.
What have you enjoyed the most about being a fan? Like, what is your favorite part?
Probably seeing other members and fans, coming together and enjoying it together. Game theory is an excellent example for FNAF. Like, everyone came together on that until, people started not agreeing with him and stuff like that. FNAF is usually what I think of when I think of fandoms I'm in, despite being in others.
Do you have any final comments, thoughts, or advice for the viewers?
If you're in some of those fandoms that get joked about online, do not tell anyone. Don't even talk about it, especially outside of those circles. Sometimes even in those circles. You will get made fun of, and if you can't take it, just, yeah. That is about all I got.